Hi, my name's Todd Lowry. I work for the Illinois Department of Employment Security, and today we're going to talk about WorkShare Illinois. I know you're really excited to get into this. WorkShare Illinois is a Department of Labor program that we administer here at the Illinois Department of Employment Security. What I'd like to do today is to begin with showing you a video. This video will give you a brief overview, and then I'll go into some additional detail throughout the presentation. At the end of the presentation, there'll be some contact information. Should you get interested or want to explore the program further, you can reach out to us through a phone number, through an email address, and our website information. So without making you wait any longer, I'm going to go ahead and take you to the video.
Illinois workers and employers now have an alternate solution to layoffs when business slows. The WorkShare Illinois program enables employers to reduce employee work hours and supplement pay with unemployment insurance benefits through the Illinois Department of Employment Security. It's a powerful tool to avoid layoffs and retain skilled workers when employers are ready for an upswing in business. This program is administered by IDES and backed by the U.S. Department of Labor and is a win-win solution for both workers and employers. Under WorkShare Illinois, employees continue to work for their employer and receive all fringe benefits while working anywhere from 20% to 60% fewer hours. In addition to earning partial wages from the employer, workers can also receive unemployment insurance benefits from IDES to offset the reduction in wages. Plus, employees do not need to conduct job searches. Employers can easily turn the program on and off so they can retain a trained workforce and avoid temporary or permanent layoffs during times of slow activity. Companies can quickly scale operations back up with a fully trained staff and minimize labor gap experience following full layoffs. WorkShare Illinois saves time and the expense of recruiting, hiring, and training new staff. Plus, employers can minimize increases to unemployment insurance contributions. Visit the IDES WorkShare Illinois website for more information.
So hopefully you enjoyed that video, and maybe that put a couple questions in your mind that hopefully I can answer throughout this presentation. So what is WorkShare Illinois? It is a voluntary program, and it provides you, if you're facing a decline in your business, with an alternative to having to go to a full layoff. That means if your business is struggling to keep up its normal volume, you can opt into this program instead of laying off all your employees or employees that you identify in a specific business unit. And we're going to talk a little bit about business units and what they mean in a WorkShare Illinois plan. So what are the employer benefits? A key benefit for you is that WorkShare Illinois temporarily reduces payroll. And when you're experiencing a downturn in business, you're going to need to reduce the amount of money that you're spending towards payroll. And at the same time, you can keep that trained staff on board utilizing the WorkShare Illinois plan. So when business starts to pick back up, you're able to do so and have that trained staff ready to go. But all the while, you're reducing the cost of doing business. And because you're keeping that trained staff, you're saving on things like recruiting and hiring and training costs. You also minimize unemployment insurance costs that are associated with a layoff. When layoffs do take place, a lot of our employers that we've talked to, they see a decline in the way the employee views the business. And a lot of times they lose those employees. That high turnover rate means that you're losing resources, and then you have to consider the time, effort that it takes to train new staff, and of course the cost associated. So employees have benefits as well, right? So on the employee end, the benefits include they get to keep their job. They also receive weekly unemployment insurance benefits that will offset those loss of hours when you reduce those hours. And they continue to receive the benefits that you're already providing them. Benefits like health care, that doesn't change because the business has employed a WorkShare Illinois plan. You get to keep the stability. They'll have a reduction in hours, but the insurance benefits will help them close the gap between what they're used to making and what they make while the program is still in effect. So how does it work? First, you're going to register. You do so by applying on our e-services site to create a WorkShare Illinois plan. And at that time, you're going to identify a business unit. It may be your entire staff. It may be you select 2 staff. You can select up to 10,000 staff if you have that many, and you can put them on a WorkShare Illinois plan. You have to decide what the reduction in hours are going to be, and it has to be between 20% and 60%. Let's not make it too complicated. If we're looking at a 40-hour week, 20% is 1 day. 60% is 3 days. So between 1 and 3 days is the amount of time you can reduce their hours. The time frame is up to 12 months, so you could have that plan in place for an entire year. So you make the selection anywhere between those numbers based on your needs. For example, and we'll use a 50% reduction in hours. You might want to reduce their hours 50% for, say, 4 months. During that 4-month period, those employees will be paid their weekly unemployment insurance benefit amount that corresponds to the percentage by which they've had their hours reduced. If they've had their hours reduced 50%, as we're using in this example, then they would get 50% of their full unemployment insurance benefit amount. It's really that simple. If they usually work 40 hours a week, they're going to work 20 hours a week, and they're going to get paid for the other 20 hours a week through their unemployment insurance. And they'll receive 50% of their unemployment insurance benefit amount, as I mentioned. So how do you get started? You can register on our WorkShare Illinois e-services website, and that's where you'll submit your plan. And we're going to be watching. When you submit a plan, one of our staff is notified. If you make a mistake, don't worry about it. It's not the end of the world. The tree's not going to fall on your business. Your house isn't going to catch on fire. We're just going to get a hold of you and let you know that there's something that needs to be corrected on your plan. And we'll get you there, we promise. You have to be up to date on all your payroll taxes and things like that. So if you are delinquent on that, your plan will be denied. Again, you have to identify your business unit or multiple business units for your plan. Now keep this in mind as well. Employees don't initiate the plan. You do. The employer does. And you'll create a plan. Once you've created that plan and the plan's been approved, we're going to send out a letter to your employees to let them know your employer has began a plan and you will need to certify to receive benefits. They will recertify one time, and that's going to be at the frequency in which you provide their payroll. So if your payroll is, let's say, once a week, they're going to need to certify a week, that first week. If it's 2 weeks, they're going to certify every 2 weeks. They're going to certify one time in 2 weeks. Here's the difference between unemployment insurance. After that, if nothing changes, they don't have added dependent, for instance, or they don't report extra hours that they worked outside their normal working hours, they will not have to certify again. You, the employer, will certify for all your employees at that time. Again, at that frequency in which your payroll is scheduled to go out. Okay, on that note, I want to go over some of the contact information so that you can reach out to us should you have any questions. We've got some really friendly staff. We're good folks over here. So if you call us, we're going to be very professional. We're going to be very courteous, and we will answer the phone. That is my promise to you. So to contact one of our representatives, you can call that number on the screen, 217-558-8150. That's 217-558-8150. And if you want to email us with any questions you may have, that is des.workshare@illinois.gov, des.workshare@illinois.gov. The last address there, internet address below, is for our WorkShare e-services site, and you can also get there by just Googling IDES Illinois, something along those lines. Once you get our website, click on our IDES website and type in the keyword WorkShare or WorkShare Illinois, and it'll go directly to our site with all the information, forms, and so forth, and the e-services site where you will put in your application should you decide to do so. And that concludes the presentation for today. I really appreciate you spending some time with me today. I hope this was informative, and I also hope you never have to use a WorkShare Illinois plan. But if you do, this is a great alternative to having to lay off your staff. So I want to thank you again for spending some time with me today, and have a wonderful rest of your day.